tonight for mask mandates. Joe Biden's disjointed COVID-19 policy has been an utter train wreck. One reason for the Adam Schiff show, as I call it, Joe Biden does whatever Dr. Anthony Fauci tells him to do. Sadly, Fauci, we now know, is dishonest, corrupt, self-interested, a government doctor, God complex, cares more about his own personal fame and celebrity status in Democratic circles than he does in protecting the country. In order to get airtime on TV, he frequently just makes things up. He guesses. He jumps to conclusions. He has been wrong on almost every single major issue in this pandemic from day one. He flat out lied about the origins of COVID-19. We have the evidence and proof. His involvement in gain-of-function research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology is now well chronicled. But according to the great Dr. Fauci, he can do no wrong because he is the very embodiment of truth and science. Take a look.
Anybody who's looking at this carefully realizes that there's a distinct anti-science flavor to this. So if they get up and criticize science, nobody's going to know what they're talking about. But if they get up and really aim their bullets at Tony Fauci, well, people could recognize there's a person there, so it's easy to criticize. But they're really criticizing science because I represent science. That's dangerous.
Oh, okay, Mr. Science. Texas Senator Ted Cruz, rightly, along with Rand Paul, calling on Fauci to be investigated over his ties to the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Senator Cruz joins us now with more. Senator, you laid out the perfect proof positive that he's lying. He knew about gain of function. He knew that the NIH contributed money to it, and he lied. Tell us the chronology.
Well, I got to say, you know, Dr. Fauci, I think, is the most dangerous bureaucrat in the history of the country. You know, he talked a moment ago, you just played, about hurting science. I don't think anyone has hurt science, has hurt the credibility of the CDC, has hurt the credibility of doctors more than Dr. Fauci, because throughout this pandemic, he's been dishonest, he's been political, he's been partisan, and the American people know it. Why is it that the Biden administration decreed that masks have to be worn in schools by kids? Well, because teachers' union bosses wanted it, and that's not a scientific reason. That is a data reason. And you know, this weekend he did this long interview where he gave the answer. He said, I represent science. I am science. I got to admit, Sean, I was laughing. It's like Louis XIV, the Sun King in France, saying, L'État c'est moi, I am the state. It is this delusion of grandeur that you cannot criticize him. And it was very striking. You know, in the course of that interview, he was asked about, I asked the Attorney General Merrick Garland if he's going to investigate and prosecute Dr. Fauci for lying to Congress. And Margaret Brennan asked him about that. And what did Fauci do? He didn't discuss any of the substance. Instead, he just attacked and engaged in ad hominem attacks. He basically did the Beavis and Butthead defense. He just screamed liars at everything.